While not directly tied to the forces of destruction, the Tomb Kings of Nehekhara are not benevolent forces in the Warhammer world. In life, the monarchs of the Great Land were cruel, arrogant, and petty leaders, eager to expand their domains without care for their subjects' lives. Many thought themselves above the gods, leading to centuries of strife throughout Nehekhara as king battled king for supremacy. Grudges that only a dwarf would carry became lifelong affairs for the Nehekharans, and entire cities would be torn down over the smallest slight. The curse of undeath has only served to accentuate the Tomb King's worst traits, while at the same time stripping them of whatever redeeming qualities they may have once had. There is no better example of this than the case of King Imhotep of Marok and King Ushtep of Rasetra. These Tomb Kings, only united by their undead state and immense hatred for one another, set out to settle their dispute once and for all nearly 500 years before the foundation of Sigmar's empire. The kings marched forth at the head of their legions, joining battle in an empty crater between the cities. The skeletal remains of Marok's spearmen were crushed beneath the spoked wheels of Rasetra's war chariots, even as they themselves were pierced by blessed arrows. At the heart of this bloodless carnage, the monarchs met in combat beneath the form of a half-buried Hierotitan. The ancient kings were equally matched in skill and strength, able to match each other blow for blow. Immune to the predations of fatigue, thirst, and hunger, the duel stretched out for hours, with neither side gaining the upper hand. The thrill of battle disappeared and was replaced by joyless tedium. Imhotep and Ushtep began commiserating over their cursed existence, insulting the gods of Nehekhara for its wretched fate, even as they traded bone-shattering blows. Their impiety would prove to be a crucial mistake. The Hierotitan they battled beneath was a conduit to Nehekhara's pantheon in the realm of souls, and the deities heard the curses as if they had been spoken to their faces. The proud gods could not ignore such a direct insult, and they punished the faithless monarchs for their profanities. Their joyless duel would never end, not until the world itself had faded into nothing. Since that day, the crater has been known as the Crater of the Waking Dead, after the eternal undead battle raging within it. Regiments of skeletal spearmen clash with each other, while Ushabti reduce warriors to dust, but any fallen soldier immediately reanimates without the intervention of a lich priest. Even those reduced to ashes find themselves pulled together by this horrible curse, unable to escape into the sweet release of oblivion. 100 Hierotitans stand at the crater's edge, the gods of Nehekhara observing the punishment through their eyes. So it has been for 3,000 years, and so it will be until the end of time. The Crater of the Waking Dead is located in eastern Nehekhara, just outside the city of Rasetra. To its east sits the Cursed Jungle, while to its south lies the Kingdom of the Beasts. It's separated from most of Nehekhara by the World's Edge Mountains, but it can be reached by the Western Tomb Kings by marching through the Charnel Valley. Few are foolish enough to disturb the crater, of course, as that would risk catching the eye of a wrathful Hierotitan. Unlike the other entries of this series, at least so far, the Crater of the Waking Dead isn't a settlement in Total War Warhammer. Instead, it's a full province, comprising most of eastern Nehekhara. The crater consists of Lamia, which functions as its capital, Liberis, Rasetra, and Doomglade. Marok, despite being nearby, is actually part of another province, the Devil's Backbone. This makes it a four-settlement province, which is always very nice for building a strong economic or military recruitment center. There's nothing special about the Crater of the Waking Dead in relation to its origin story, though, which is a little disappointing. If CA was interested in rectifying that absence, they could add a new special building for the Tomb Kings to the province, focused around Hierotitans. There's a lot of ways this could go, but I would suggest the following. As the Crater of the Waking Dead is so close to Rasetra, the landmark should be there. It shouldn't be buildable until Tier 3, and it should be pretty expensive, but the payoff should be good in return. If CA wants to play it safe, the building should decrease recruitment time and increase the unit gap in Hierotitans by 1, faction-wide. It should also add a Hierotitan to the settlement's garrison, to represent the battalion of the constructs overseeing the battle. If CA wants to get a bit riskier, the landmark could allow for Hierotitan recruitment. This would impact every Tomb King campaign except for Katep's, as even Archon the Black would be incentivized to rush across Nehekara in pursuit of such early access to a powerful unit. Still, it would only be one or two monsters in the early to mid game, so it shouldn't be game busting by any means, just more fun. With that Total War suggestion complete, we have come to the end of our overview of the creator of the Waking Dead. It's an evocative sight of the Warhammer world, and I love the story attached to it, especially since that story completely sums up the Tomb Kings as a faction. Two ancient, skeletal monarchs ride into war, get bored while fighting, refuse to stop fighting for some reason, and curse the gods so much that they're then forced to fight in boredom for eternity. That has all the themes of a good Tomb King story in it. There's hubris, self-inflicted misery, externally inflicted misery, and more skeletons than you think possible, all in one convenient little package. You could retell the story to someone and they know exactly what the Tomb Kings are about, as long as you say it's Egyptian themed. Also, if you're one of the eagle-eyed folks who caught this video when it was about the creator of The Walking Dead, disregard that video. I had a critical failure in reading comprehension that snowballed pretty badly. Thank you to whoever caught that, but I deleted the video before I remembered to write down your name, so you will have to remain anonymous. Unless you comment down below, but I don't know why you're watching the same video twice. Anyways, that'll bring us to the end of this overview. Until next time, this has been Sigmar's Chosen, signing off for now.